Hi, I'm Rachel from Sweetthorn. In this video I'm going to show you how to hand embroider on clothes. Embroidery is great for adding your own unique style to clothing. It's also a really effective way to refresh and upcycle older clothes and make them feel new again. I'm adding summer flowers to a pair of trousers. You only need some basic supplies for your project: an embroidery design and an item of clothing to stitch it on, a needle, embroidery thread and scissors. Choose good quality colour-fast threads, as you don't want the dyes from cheaper threads to ruin your clothes. Use a needle that's strong enough to stitch through the fabric you've chosen. Regular sewing or embroidery needles will be fine with most fabrics. If you're stitching on denim or leather, make sure you have a sharp, sturdy needle and a thimble too. I've put a list of the supplies that I used in the description for this video. These supplies aren't essential, but they might be useful. An embroidery hoop makes stitching easier, but it's not essential when you're stitching on clothes, as the fabric won't need to stay taut once you've finished. If you're not using embroidery stickers, fabric markers are useful for transferring designs. Blue and white markers are washable, and pink markers fade over time. Remember to test your fabric pen on a hidden area first, to make sure that it doesn't leave marks when it disappears. Place your design where you want to stitch it. You can experiment with placement first to see where the pattern looks most effective. Stitch the design however you like. I stitched an oxeye daisy first and added common daisies afterwards. I used twisted lazy daisy stitch for my oxeye daisy and straight stitch for the smaller flowers. The centres were all done in French knots. If you'd like some stitch inspiration, I've got a stitch library with a selection of simple embroidery stitches here. I've chosen a long stitch for my oxeye daisy petals, and I hope that the twists and the anchoring stitches help to keep them from being too muddled in a machine wash. I'll have to wash the trousers inside out to protect the stitching, or wash them by hand. Ideally, I should choose shorter stitches for embroidering on clothes, as they would be more robust. I've decided to take a chance here though, because I really like how the oxeye daisy petals look. If you're using wash-away stabiliser, dissolve it in warm water when you've finished. You need to leave it to soak for at least half an hour to dissolve the paper completely. Warm water is more effective for removing all traces of the adhesive. After that, dry your embroidery flat. When you iron it, only iron on the reverse. I've used permanent fleece stabiliser on the back of the design. This will help protect the threads from unravelling in the washing machine. If your design is stitched on an area that will be in contact with your skin, fleece stabiliser can make the design more comfortable for wearing. Thanks for watching. If you've got any questions about how to embroider on clothing, please leave a comment and I'll reply. Bye for now.